producer.
Song 2, Thoughts of a Thug Ass Nigga. Haters. Shit crazy as fuck.
When some niggas hear this, they bout to be mad as fuck. But if you think about it in the long run, this shit sad as fuck. When you in the city and they don't wanna see you come up and don't go to school on purpose, I think shit dumb as fuck. I had the same life and I'm still making my cheese. I don't understand why these fools be hating on me. When they see how I was born, they just can't believe that I overcame it. Now they wanna hate on me. Hand-me-downs after hand-me-downs, that's the life that I live. I can't count how many times I gave a fuck with no money to give, but I give my last, and that was since I was a kid. I only wanted friends in the beginning, but that didn't get me nowhere. I asked the Lord every day, why did I even care? But I thought about it later in life when I was counting my blessings. That is not between you and them, but in life it's a lesson. And keep your guard up, cause people gon' test it. I'm saying, I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. Used to have friends, but they turned into strangers. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. You find out in the long run that they hate you. Got my shoes from Gen X. Mama couldn't afford the good shit. But if a girl like you with all friends, then that is a good chick. To know somebody's heart, that's what you wanna start with. But now you know how to survive, and that's worth way more than chips. People get spoiled by their moms, and they don't know no better. But get tossed out to the wolves, and your life will be set up. You get set up by some niggas, and you know how to act. Because you didn't have nobody on your side when you didn't have them stacks. You be thinking like, why do I even come around? If you ain't popular and if you ain't Jordan down, you ain't got them Nikes on your feet, you ain't gon' have them hoes. Because it was never you, she was bopping cause you was wearing nice clothes. I said, I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. Used to have friends, but they turned into strangers. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. You find out in the long run that they hate you. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. I grew up in a city full of haters. Used to have friends, but they turned into strangers.